Hello, this is Daisy Mirach, psychic investigator, spiritual healer, and a whole lot more. And today I'm speaking to you about ghost hunts and where to go on a ghost hunt if you want to see a ghost. Now, the important thing to remember is a ghost usually occurs when somebody has died very quickly, a little bit like in the film Ghost itself. Or they might have had a long-term illness and just not realised that they've passed and for one reason or another refused to go to the light or didn't catch it. I have to say, not catching the light is usually a deliberate choice, and there is usually a reason why the ghost or the spirit at the time of passing has decided to stay behind. So that means effectively you could be looking for ghosts outside just as much as you might be inside. There are not more ghosts outside than there are inside. So you could go looking for ghosts in a field or in a wood, or equally in a house or an abandoned building, etc. Now, of course, we have to give you a little health warning and tell you to be careful wherever you're going at night, really, to make sure that you have the appropriate footwear, the appropriate clothing, and that you do everything you can to avoid accidents happening. Now, the reason that you're more likely to see a ghost at night is simply, first of all, because things tend to be more quiet, and also our senses really come to the fore at night time. So obviously our eyesight might not be as good, although I am told that people with blue eyes or green eyes can often see better in the dark, and they're a little bit blinded by sunlight, but their night vision tends to be good. Whereas people like myself with brown eyes, their night vision often isn't so good, but I really wouldn't know about that, not having blue eyes myself. But all of our other senses really do come to the fore. So, for example, you get that kind of bristling feeling when you're listening. You become much more sensitive to sound. Your aura, you tend to feel more, and any outside energies coming in. So nighttime really is the best time. And also because often when we see ghosts, we're actually seeing a kind of energy form, which could be a grey energy form, or patches of twinkling light, or a black energy form, or even nearly a white energy form. Obviously, it's a lot easier to see those forms during the dark than it is in the light hours. Now, I don't really know why loads of people go ghost hunting in cemeteries, because most people do not die in cemeteries. So what you're likely to meet there is just either lost ghosts or spirits that are visiting people in graveyards, or often you will find kind of irksome ghosts that hang around in graveyards because they think people are going to be coming to look for ghosts, and it's a good opportunity to have a few scary moments, but it's not real ghost hunting in a cemetery, in my opinion. Where you are better off looking is, for example, sites of battles. So if there have been any kind of very old war zones, or that during the war there was a battle that took place somewhere, there will certainly be ghosts there. It would be very unlikely that there were not. The other place is anywhere that is built on water or next to water, because it's very easy with the energy that water has for spirits to travel by that. Now, that having said, most ghosts do not really move very much. They tend to stay pretty much locked to where they are. So, for example, that's why a haunted house is called a haunted house, because the ghost usually hangs around in the house and doesn't usually leave it. And there are reasons for that, but I'm not going to go into that right now. So, pick your site very carefully. Now let's take a hospital, for example, because if we take an operational hospital, you're very unlikely to find a ghost in an operational hospital simply because of all the cleaning that goes on, all of the activity that there is. However, if you go to an abandoned hospital, then of course you may be able to see a ghost. And likewise, pretty much any abandoned house, if you go to 2 or 3 abandoned houses, the chances that you will actually see a ghost there is pretty high indeed. But my favourite places are really well-known sites where there have been previous battles. We know that people have passed, and your chances of seeing a ghost there is really pretty high. But don't think that this is going to be a pleasant experience necessarily, because often it can be quite a scary one. Don't forget to use all of your senses, because again, you're probably just as likely to hear a ghost or to sense one, or for a ghost to touch you, rather than for you to actually see one with your own eyes. As I've said before, please make sure that you are properly equipped. If you haven't already watched my video about how to prepare for a ghost hunt, please go off and do that, because I wouldn't want anything to happen to you. Just make sure that you're well prepared, you know what to expect, and good luck on your ghost hunt.